Hey there, Erica Swarthy Daisy here. Quick update video on my 23andMe Ancestry report. So here it is, April 2018, and basically the update looks like they just provided more detail about each area. So none of my percentages changed, but I'll just kind of go over and read this. You can pause it if you need to. Extending from Senegal to Cameroon, Western Africa is home to nearly 380 million people. For over a millennium before European colonization, Western Africans were united under a series of powerful empires, resulting in broad similarities in music, clothing, art, and cuisine. Today, many African Americans are descendants of enslaved Western Africans who were transported to North America between the 16th and 19th centuries. Genetically speaking, African hunter-gatherer populations, including the Pygmy and Khoisan people of Central and Southern Africa, represent some of the oldest and most distinct branches in the human family tree. The historically semi-nomadic San peoples or San peoples of the Kalahari and the Khoi pastoralists in Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa speak indigenous languages characterized by click consonants, rarely found in other language families. Pygmy peoples of the Central African rainforest, on the other hand, have lost their unique linguistic heritage. Broadly sub-Saharan African. The genetic diversity of sub-Saharan Africa reflects both the deep history of humans in the region and the recent migrations that have carried the diversity of West Africa to both southern and eastern Africa. British and Irish. Descended from Celtic, Saxon, and Viking ancestors, the people of Great Britain and Ireland have left their genetic fingerprints around the world, following centuries of nautical exploration, colonization, and immigration. The modern British Commonwealth is composed of 52 member states found on every continent except Antarctica, and the English language is the lingua franca for global economic exchange. Broadly Northwestern European. Northwestern Europeans are represented by people from as far west as Ireland, as far north as Norway, as far east as Finland, and as far south as France. These countries rim the North and Baltic Seas and have been connected throughout much of history by those waters. Broadly Southern European. Southern Europe, including the Iberian, Italian, and Balkan peninsulas, as well as the island of Malta, is a region defined in great part by the Mediterranean Sea. The Mediterranean has provided transportation routes, keeping these regions connected. Broadly European. Much of Europe was buried under miles of ice 10,000 years ago. As the glaciers receded over the millennia, Neolithic farmers from Western Asia joined Paleolithic hunter-gatherers to settle Europe. Broadly East Asian and Native American. The peoples of East Asia and the Americas have a shared genetic history. Their common ancestors left West Asia as early as 80,000 years ago, migrating east across the continent. The ancestors of Native Americans began to cross the Americas 12,000 to 15,000 years ago. So here we have my ancestry timeline, and as you see, it goes to about 8+ generations. Compared to my last video on this, my timeline has changed quite a bit. The only regions I see now is West African, which is 1 to 3 generations away. British and Irish remains 5 to 8, and then African hunter-gatherers 6 to 8+. So that's it. If you guys are interested in purchasing a kit, check the description box below. If you're interested in seeing my older videos on DNA, check my DNA playlist below as well. Thanks again. This is Erica Swarthy Daisy. Bye-bye.